Want to know what to expect for term 3? Stay tuned to find out. Well, hello there and welcome back to my journey into becoming Dr. Nane Varela. I am Nanette and this is our term 3 recap. I know I've been a little MIA, but I am back and booming and ready to share with you guys all the little details that is with term 3. And stay tuned for term 4 recap on the next video. I won't put it all together because it is a big chunk, but term 3 is short and sweet, and here are all things you need to know for term 3. Before we get started, I got another package from Ana Luisa and I want to show you guys real quick all the little things I got, and I already am wearing one of my 2 favorite pieces, which is this little ring right here and this Cuban link ring right here that matches with my Cuban link bracelet that I got for Christmas. And let me show you guys the 2 necklaces that I got. So first I want to show you these little earrings that I got. They are the cutest little diamond earrings. Let me show you guys right here. These I want to put on my second hole and they are super cute. One of the 2 necklaces that I got is the Cuban link chain necklace. This is super cute to match with all my Cuban link ring that I got from them. And the next one that I got is this one called Alea, and this is like a diamond necklace. Let me show you guys here against the camera here. Let me show you guys. It is all around, so this is all around diamond necklace. It is super short, so it's gonna become like a little choker, and I love Ana Luisa because they are super recyclable friendly. Don't forget to check the link in my bio and you can get a 10% discount on anything you get from them. Now for the moment that you have been waiting, our term 3 recap. So term 3 is really short. It is a 6-week module, if you want to call it. It's not really categorized as a module like your previous terms where you have FTM, MSK, CPR. This is just your pre-midterm and your midterm exam. So it is basically broken down into 3 weeks each. You will be having 2 exams. One thing that I did notice with term 3 is because you do only have 2 exams, you really need to make sure that you do really well in them, because if you don't do as good on one, it might be more difficult for you to pass that term, since there is just only 2 exams that come into account for your grade on that term. So the first 3 weeks is going to be your biostatistics, your microbiology, and immunology. So basically it's going to be introduction to biostats, your typical biostats you're going to be learning and what is going to be presented on the USMLE. You're going to be doing an introduction to microbiology, which the professor, it is amazing, Dr. Ramos. Hopefully you guys get her. She is one of my favorite professors from SGU and she is amazing, and she does these Jeopardy games that are amazing. You will not need to repeat all the material that she teaches you because she will tell you what you really need to know. And you will be doing immunology, so introduction to immunology and some will be taught by her as well, but you will have other professors. But your biostatistics, it is again math. You need to make sure that you know the formulas. They will be giving you a little review sheet of all the formulas that you need to know, and I would recommend for you to go over them, rewrite the formulas a lot, because now during your exams you'll have your little board and you can write out all the formulas, you can write out all your math. Make sure that you write it out and practice it out and double check your work, because math is math and you can always make mistakes on it. And then you have your introduction to microbiome. It is, again, some of it you've seen before. Is same for the immunology. You know what is a red blood cell, what is a microbe, just the form of replication and things like that. Then moving into your 3rd week, that is your midterm or your post midterm, if you want to call it. That's going to be again 3 weeks. So you will be doing again microbiome, immunology, but now you will be adding ethics to this module changes. I'm categorizing them into 3 like main categories. It's not that you will be having just 3 main categories. You will have your lectures mixed in, but it's going to be mainly a microbiome section, an immunology section, and your ethics section. Same for biostats. The third weeks, you will be going into a little bit more in depth of what is microbiome and immunology. You're going to start learning overall your viruses, your parasites, your fungi. You're going to go over a little bit in depth of viruses, and you're just going to be able to know how to classify them, what to name them. It's not really in-depth detail for each. That's going to be coming in term 4, but it's just for you to get an overall big idea of what's going on for each microbiome. For microbiome, for immunology, you're going to really go into depth of, you know, what is, how the immune system works, how it attacks, and this is really main foundation starting in for term 4. You will see a lot of these things, especially for the immuno section, which is how your body is going to defend against all these viruses or fungi, parasitics, infections, and things like that. And that's just basically your main foundation. For ethics, ethics is a little complicated because SGU only wants you to know what SGU wants to know. So my recommendation is, do not look for any outside resources for ethics. Focus on what the school gives you. Remember, your exams are based off your lectures. This always goes off every little detail. Your lectures are your holy grail. They're going to be giving you a DLA, a directed learning activity, that's going to be about 70 something pages. And we're not talking about a little PowerPoint, we're talking about a PDF for you to read. Ethics is a lot of reading, you know, research papers and things like that. Most of it is based off that. I honestly did not read those. They were sometimes so long, and it's just very like, what do you take upon these papers? What do you take about these research? And that DLA, that's around 70 something pages, that's gonna be maybe like your holy grail. I would recommend for you to read it at least once. It is very long. It's not something for you to read the moment they give it to you, because you haven't covered all of it, and that DLA is gonna encompass everything that's gonna be part of your ethics section. So I would just totally recommend that as you go, you start breaking down that bioethics DLA, and it's gonna really help you out throughout. You know, it's just basically go with your instinct. There is a lot of controversial topics. Everyone has different opinions, but you always have to remember what they taught you in class and what they want you to understand and what they want you to answer for that case. Because it might be, you know, you might think it's something, and in the real world it might be something a little bit different in terms of what to do in certain cases. But it's just basically, you know, take a step back away from your feelings and away from what everyone else is telling you, and basically it's just say, what would the professor do? What would be her answer? And that's gonna give you like the right, like, ding, bulb in your head, and basically go with it. So basically, I'm just taking a look here at my notes. Basically, again, it is your pre-midterm exam and your post-midterm exam. And don't forget, always do a lot of practice questions. For the bioethics, do not go over and above to look for secondary outside resources. They're not going to work for you. Trust me, there is like a Kaplan, USMLE, Sketchy has some. Do not go and do those practice questions because they're not going to be helpful. Do the practice questions that SGU always gives you. Do them twice. I always do them once at the end of the week of that content that we're going through, and then I will do them again before our exam. There's not a lot, because I remember saying, like, I don't have enough bioethics questions, like I'm not even sure if I feel comfortable with this topic. But you really need to trust yourself. It's a very trustworthy little section, and just, you know, take a step back and, you know, always say, like, what would the professor say in class is the answer to this question, because it is very controversial. Most of the answer choices, all of them can be theoretical right, but you just always have to look for the best answer choice, and that's where they're gonna get a lot of people. But you always have to remember to trust yourself. So for term 3, again, stay focused. You will have a sim lab where you're gonna start interacting with some patients, because your main patient interactions are gonna start coming in term 4. So this is your time to really get into the feel of it and just, you know, have like a chill break in a sense, you know, go to the beach, relax, do some of your fun things, because term 4 is coming in hard. I will be doing my term 4 recap in a separate video, so this is not too long. But again, don't forget, you have your pre-midterm exam, your midterm exam. At the end of that term 3, you will have a little mini break before going into term 4, depending on when the term lands for you. And it's just basically knowing the basics of each category, in a sense, for the microbiome and the immuno, and then you have your biostats and your ethics is going to be a big part of term 3. So my recommendation, you know, break down, do some whiteboarding again, as always, especially for your bacteria and your viruses. You really need to know both type of categories, especially for viruses, how to categorize them. There's 2 main categories, so you really need to make sure you know how to categorize them. They're going to be simple, you know, what type of virus is it? Is it a double-stranded virus? Is it linear? Is it a positive sense? Is it a negative sense? Is it an RNA, DNA? You know, real basic things, but things that you really need to know, because they're going to be your main foundation for term 4. So again, as I always repeat, do what works for you. Do not change your study strategies. Make sure you do a lot of practice questions. Holy grail practice questions are going to be your best friend. You know, do some whiteboarding, break it down, write it out, look at it, repeat it, say it to a friend, say it to your pet, stuffed animals, your pet, your dog, anything. Do it. It's gonna help you out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this term 3 recap. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and let me know down below in the comments if this video was helpful. And I will be seeing you on the next video for term 4 recap. So go, go, go. I'll see you there.